Good morning, students. So today we'll learn about the past tense, the next chapter in English grammar, chapter number 7. And in this chapter, we are going to learn about the simple past tense, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous tenses. Okay. So as you know that we all talk about the past actions. So all the forms of the sentences which we use to talk about those kind of sentences are in the simple past or past continuous or past perfect or past perfect continuous. So, in the simple past tense, the action is simply mentioned and understood to have taken place in the past. Okay, like I woke up at 5 a.m. today. So, what happened? The time has already passed and the action took place in the past. Maybe the action started and ended at some time in the past, but if the time may not be mentioned, then also it is in the past tense. Like the baby slept, the boy did not play. So we use the simple past tense to express a completed action in the past, and the action happened and it is already completely finished in the past. And sometimes we use it with the real time expressions. Okay, so the uses of the simple past tense is okay. Now see here, to express an action that has already taken place in the past and when it has the time reference, like I met. So here met, this is the past form or the V2 form of the verb, and here is the time reference given in the sentence. I met my friend. When you met my friends, what is the time? 6 months ago. So that is the time reference. Okay, so we use the simple past tense sentences in that. And when we talk about the actions that took place over a time, like we stayed, here stayed again refers to the action that happened in the past. It is the V2 form of the verb stay. Then in Sydney for a week. So that action already happened in the past and that is completed now. Okay. So when we talk about our past habits, like you must have heard your mama or papa saying that when we were little, so we listened to the children's program on All India Radio on Sunday afternoons. So this was the past habit. We don't do it now, but sometime in the past we did that, so we do that. Sometimes when we make requests and ask questions, we use simple past tense to make questions or to ask questions or to make requests. Like I wanted to ask you for help. So here also wanted refers to the past form of the verb want, and here the request is made using the simple past tense. Now certain rules are there when you form a sentence. So in the positive or affirmative form, we use a subject, the past form or the V2 form of the verb, and the object. Like I bought a book yesterday. So this is the what is the V2 form of the verb by. Okay, so a book yesterday. Okay, then when we have to make the negative sentence, then we add did not. Okay, and the V1 form of the verb and the object. Like I didn't buy a book yesterday. Okay, so this is the V1 form. Okay, then when you ask a question, did plus subject plus V1 form and the object. Did I buy a book yesterday? Okay, so if you have to ask a negative question, that didn't I buy a book yesterday? So this type the sentences are made using a simple past tense. Okay, sometimes the interrogative questions are also made using the WH word, like who, then who was the stranger at the door. So here we use the WH word plus was or where and subject to. Okay, so while making the interrogative sentences in the simple past tense. Now let's see the past continuous tense. The past continuous tense, the action was going till a certain time in the past, and what happens? This is used to talk about the actions of a particular time in the past, like she was dancing. Okay, so they were enjoying the pizza mall. Okay, then was he waiting for me? So if you will see here, while using the first sentences, that is the positive type of sentences, the structure was I used subject, then was or were, then the continuous form or verb plus ing form, and the object to make the sentences. Similarly, when we use a negative form, let's go for the negative form, like I wasn't going home. Okay, she wasn't dancing. Okay, they weren't enjoying the pizza at the mall. Okay, or they weren't enjoying the pizza at all. Like this, we can make a negative, different type of negative sentences using past continuous tense. Then when we are making an interrogative, then we have to write was or were before the subject, then the continuous form of the verb, that is ing form, and then object. Okay, so you have to note it down that when you are using I, you, or we, or they, then what we use were. And when we use the third person form, he, she, or it, in the singular form, then we use was. Okay, so for first and second person, singular and plural, we use were, and third person plural form we use were, and for the third person singular form we use was. Okay, I hope you have understood this much. Now we'll see the uses of the past continuous tense. We use the past continuous form to talk about an action that has started and continued for some time in the past, like it was raining heavily. Okay, so they were discussing the plans all throughout through the day. Okay, so here the action continued for some time in the past and it started in the past. Then when we have to talk about the earlier action, okay, so when the two past actions are described, like I was ironing my uniform when the doorbell rang, she was getting ready when the guests arrived. So in such sentences we use the past continuous tense. Now we'll see the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is used to talk about a past action, and that past action was completed before another past action began. Like I had finished the work when the dance program began, or she had just entered the home when the guests started to arrive, or when the guest arrived. Okay, so when we have to describe a past action in the reported speech also, then we also use the past perfect tense. Okay, like Megha said that they had bought a new car. Okay, and when some verbs we are using like hope, expect, think, and we want to talk about the past, our past hope or a desire or any intention that has not been realized in the present, then we use the past perfect tense. Like we had hoped that she would stay with us for a few days, we say like that, no? So past perfect tense is used to express something that happened before, another action in the past. Okay, and or to describe a past action in the reported speech, and with some verbs like hope, expect, and think. Okay, when we have to talk about that hope or the past hope, desire, or intention which has not been realized in the present. Now we'll see the three types, the positive sentences. So the formula is subject plus had, then the past participle or V3 form of the verb and then object. Okay, like I had finished the work. In negative form also, we'll write had and then we'll write not after the subject. Then we'll add the V3 form of the verb and object. I had not finished the work. And in question, we'll write had before the subject. And after that, we'll write the V3 form of the verb and the object. Had I finished the work, and we'll complete the sentence with a question mark. Now we'll see past perfect continuous tense. I hope you have understood this much.